Everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome finally to our Payback pay-per-view. Now, I know it has been a little bit long in coming. It was originally scheduled to be last weekend, but I've had some issues with my internet connection this week, so we're about a week behind. I think we'll probably just stick where we are for now, and we'll just go back to the normal schedule. I might be able to catch up in the next few weeks. I've got a little bit of time off and a few decent weekends, so I'll try and get as far ahead as I possibly can. But yeah, we're back in it, and here we have a Payback. It's going to be a cracking show for you. You've got a fantastic card, and let's have a look at that card right now. So we're actually going to start things off with CM Punk taking on Samoa Joe in the rivalry match, the finale of this rivalry match, because we do know, as I've already mentioned, the winner of this rivalry will become the #1 contender to the Nitro Championship. Match number 2. Now, I normally randomly assign these draft steel matches, but today I thought I'd actually make the match, and I think it's a pretty even one. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Zayn representing Raw, Nakamura representing Nitro. The winner of this match will gain the draft steel for their brand. Match number 3, we have from Raw, Cesaro challenging for Randy Savage at European Championship. Match number 4 from Nitro, we got Hideo Itami defending his television title against Tyson Kidd. Match number 5, we have the former Raw champion taking on Daniel Bryan in a rivalry match. Match number 6, we have the Raw Championship match as The Rock takes on the champion John Cena. And our main event here this evening, match number 7, Brock Lesnar challenges Kevin Owens for the Nitro Championship. Now, as normal, we're going to split this into 2 videos. We are going to have the first 4 matches on this first video. So Joe versus Punk, Zayn versus Nakamura, Cesaro versus Savage, and Kidd versus Itami. And then in part number 2, which should be uploaded within an hour or so after part number 1, we're going to have Reigns versus Bryan, Rock versus Cena, and Lesnar versus Owens. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match of the evening. And here it is, as I mentioned earlier on, it's going to be CM Punk taking on Samoa Joe, finale of the rivalry, and also a #1 contendership match for the Nitro Championship. And here we go, we've got a cutscene in a pay-per-view. That's not very often that happens. And CM Punk wiping out the referee before this match has even begun. And because there's a cutscene straight away, it actually skips the entrances as well, which is well, it saved us a little bit of time, I suppose. But I do like watching the entrances at a pay-per-view, especially for a big match like this one. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. The winner will become the #1 contender for the Nitro Championship and go on to face off against, well, it'll be either Lesnar or Owens, I suppose. I'm quite sure. I think the next Nitro pay-per-view is actually in a couple of weeks. I believe we're going to build up to, I think it's Raw and Thunder are going to be at Money in the Bank, the week number 4 next month. I think that's right. I'll have to double check. Bit of a drink. Right, I'm ready now. So far, Joe doing a good job here of controlling Punk, and there we go, commentator's curse. As soon as I say that, Punk slides round to the back of Joe, wrenching back of that arm, then pushing Joe free. So these two guys have been going at it now for a good few weeks. Both really getting the upper hand on each other in different weeks. It's been a very even feud. So really this one could go either way here this evening. And no matter what happens in this match and the Nitro Championship match, we're going to end up with a cracking championship match, aren't we, in a few weeks' time. We're going to have either Joe versus Owens, Joe versus Lesnar, Punk versus Owens, or Punk versus Lesnar. Either way, any of those 4 matches is going to be fantastic. As now Joe in control of Punk again, just wrenching back of that arm, but Punk making his way back up to his feet. And I must admit, I very much like this Nitro roster. Really, some top guys all together, really giving us some cracking feuds. Of course, we've not seen much of Nakamura this month either. That's why I tried to push him into this pay-per-view in our next match, which will be the draft steel match. So a little bit earlier. I normally like to have the draft steel match at number 4, so it ends the episode. But basically the pay-per-view was already designed, and I just wanted to fill in the one match that was open. It's a bit tricky to do, but Punk now wrenching the arm of Joe into the front chancery and a big knee to the face. And now locking in that armbar, wrenching back, and Joe almost looked like he was going to tap there for a split second. I don't think he will do. I don't think it's quite enough. And he rolls through. Both guys back up to their feet, and it's Joe who gets back in control first, sending Punk over the top rope. And now this match goes to the outside. Joe now bringing Punk back up to his feet and send him straight into the ring apron. Punk crashing to the ground. And now Joe just sending Punk up the apron, the aisleway, so I say. And Punk tripping over. Joe bringing him back up to his feet, and again, Punk just tripping. I don't like the tripping thing. I understand why 2K have done it. It's to stop people going too far, but at the same time, it doesn't really work for me. I think what they should do is when you've run so far, you should be able to stop and then start to run as you want to. It's a little bit... Yeah, it's a little bit strange for me. I think you should be able to get the... I think you should just be able to get control back. Once you've run so far, you just get control back and you can start running back, or you can stop up your own. The whole tripping thing just doesn't seem to work for me. And I think there's a few things they need to iron out for 2K17, and I think the roster's going to be interesting. I think that starts to get announced next week. I think they've said they're going to announce some of the new people at E3, which would be pretty good. I don't think they'll announce the entire roster. They normally do the entire roster around about SummerSlam. But as soon as we know the entire roster, then we can start to get ready for it all. Then we can start to do our planning and who we're going to download and what sort of universe mode we're going to run for next year. Because I'm looking forward to that now. Because this year's game has been a massive upgrade on 2K15, don't get me wrong. But it has got some massive problems still. And I'm hoping 2K have really looked into these and we're going to get a much more all-rounded game next year. With well, I was saying the other day, I should imagine they're going to add Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch to the game this year. Oh, great kick there by Samoa Joe in the corner. I would imagine on top of those we'll get Bayley, more than likely Carmella, and potentially Alexa Bliss as well. Also, I would say we're going to get Nakamura. Definitely get AJ Styles. Gallows and Anderson I would imagine as well, because all of those guys debuted in and around WrestleMania, and 2K was scanning people at WrestleMania. So that's 10 people there. That's 10 people at the moment that I've got as created wrestlers. So that's an extra 10 spots in the game we've got all of a sudden already. So that's pretty cool. If you add the likes of maybe Austin Aries as well into that, I would imagine probably Ty Dillinger, who we've got created this year. We've got quite a few that I think we'll get back. And obviously Goldberg's going to be on the game if I pre-order it, which I will do. There's the Muscle Buster by Joe, and that could be enough to finish. I've got a feeling it's not, though. See, 2K, you need to fix that as well. Muscle Buster far enough away to go straight in for the pin, because this is not going to be enough now. As Joe kicks out. Sorry, Punk kicks out. Joe can't be impressed with that at all. Jawbreaker there by Joe. Now Punk sending Joe into the corner face first. A roundhouse there right to the kidney of Samoa Joe. Now just chops him down. In for the pin goes Punk, and Joe has the bottom rope and the referee does spot it. Not very often the referee spots that, but he has done this time. Punk unhappy. Punk's going to go straight for a pin once again. I don't know what he thinks is going to happen here. Joe's just going to grab the rope. No, Joe actually kicks out this time. There's the snapmare by CM Punk now, just locking in that reverse chin lock. Joe getting back up to his feet and a couple of big elbows to the gut of CM Punk. Into the snapmare. And now Joe, once again, just wrenching back at the arm of Punk. A clever move, maybe, because we know that Punk likes to utilise the Anaconda Vice, and with damage to your arm like that, it can be a lot more difficult to do so. Punk must be going for some sort of rolling forearm there, but Joe caught him. But Punk sending Joe into this close side rope. Over the top of his shoulders. Punk using all of his strength then just to lift the weight of Joe over the top. Now locking in that head scissors and then a few elbows to the forehead of Joe as well. Punk in with the pin. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Both these guys looking like they're struggling now a bit for energy. Slowly, both of them back up to their feet. Oh, Joe had the front chance with there on Punk, and Punk trips him. Joe's forehead is underneath the bottom rope, so if that counts as a rope break or not, but doesn't really matter now as Joe kicked out after 2. Punk bringing Joe back into the middle of the ring. There's a Hurricanrana. And again, you see Punk struggling with energy now. In for the pin he goes. He's taken a few seconds too long there, I think, to go into the pin, and it is too much. And Joe escapes slowly back up to his feet. As is Punk. Punk spinning Joe around into the Coquina clutch. I'm pretty sure Punk grabbed the hold of the rope there for a second, and Joe pulled him off. Punk, you just got to grab the rope, Punk. That's all you got to do. You're right there, man. Just grab the rope. There we go. The referee makes him break it. Joe now rolling over. Has he sucked enough life out of Punk to keep him down for the 3 count? 2. He hasn't. It's still only a 2 count. Joe must be thinking, what does he need to do now? He's dropped Punk on the back of his head in the Muscle Buster, and he's let him locked into the Coquina clutch as well. And both times it's not been enough to keep CM Punk down. Now in for the pin once again and again, only enough for a 2 count. And so far, Joe is on top of this match now. He's had the main bulk of the offense. Punk now spinning Joe around, sends him into this far corner. Boot to the face there by Joe, who's playing possum, sending Punk into the corner. And oh, I thought he might potentially be going for another. Oh, is he going for another Muscle Buster here? He's got Punk up on the top. No, looked like he might have been going for it. Punk saw it coming. Diving clothesline by Punk. Punk in the pin. Is that enough damage? 1, 2. No, it's still only a 2 count. Punk can't believe it. Both guys again slowly making their way back up to their feet. They're struggling here. Punk spinning Joe around into a neck breaker. Now Punk going up top. We know he likes to utilise the elbow drop from the top. Doesn't like he's going to go away. He's just going to stay around in the middle rope, and Punk just staring down at the grounded Joe. Waiting Joe to finish his animation. And then Punk just dropping the elbow across the face of Joe. That was Punk dropping the elbow on the face of Joe. And again, it's not quite enough. Joe manages to kick out. Both guys slowly back up to their feet, and they're really struggling here. One more high impact move could be enough for either of these guys to walk over the victory. And Joe again has Punk in the corner. Takes him up onto the top, and this could be enough to finish the match off. Samoa Joe. Muscle Buster. You can pin in there, Joe. No, he wants to bring him away from the ropes. Come on. Come on, 2K. Fix that. That's such a simple thing you can fix. 1, 2, and surely a 3. And there we go. Samoa Joe picking up the victory here over CM Punk at Payback, and also becoming the #1 contender for the Nitro Championship. Who will Joe be facing off against for that championship? We'll find out later on this evening in our main event on part number 2 of this video, of course, as Lesnar challenges the current champion, Kevin Owens. And in fairness, it never looked like Punk was ever going to come back into this one, was it really? Joe just seemed to dominate the match from start to finish, really. A couple of muscle busters, a Coquina clutch as well. There was just too much for Punk to combat, I think, and too much for him to come back from as well. He really did get the snot beaten out of him, really. And there's that big muscle buster. He could pin him right there, but for some reason he wants to pull him away from the ropes. Another slight issue with the coding in the game, but it's only a very small one. And it still was enough for Joe to pick up the 3 count anyway. So Samoa Joe victorious here in an opening match of Payback. And he also now knows that he may have opened this pay-per-view, but the very next one he's going to be main eventing for the brand championship, the Nitro Championship. And here is the rival result. Samoa Joe scored a big win over CM Punk. That means Punk has now... I don't know what that symbol means. I don't know what that symbol means at all, but Joe has now gained an extra hot streak on top of his momentum boost, but that is a brand new one for me. I do not know what that symbol means. If you know what that symbol is, please let me know in the comment section below, because that one's completely just thrown me now. But yeah, that's the end of this rivalry. Samoa Joe, the new #1 contender for the Nitro Championship, and CM Punk needs to turn himself around in this universe mode. And here is match number 2 this evening. It is going to be our draft steel match as Sami Zayn, representing Raw, takes on Shinsuke Nakamura, representing Nitro. And here we go, Chicago, Illinois, which probably annoyed CM Punk losing at home to Chicago, Ray. But a great chance here to get 2 of my favourite wrestlers onto the roster. Unfortunately, they've not been heavily involved this past month, but we'll try and use both of these guys going forward into next month, trying to give them a bit more opportunity. Maybe Zayn going after a championship, or at least having a feud with somebody. We saw Zayn feuding against Cesaro in month number 1. But I think we should use him a bit more this month. And of course, Shinsuke Nakamura had a couple of opportunities for championships in month number 1. He didn't win the television championship or the Nitro championship, and went a little bit off the boil. Brought him back in here for today for this draft steel match. One of these 2 guys is going to get a little bit of a boost in their Universe Mode careers, and also a boost for their roster when they can steal somebody from the opposing roster. And of course, it's going to be a fantastic match on top of that. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We saw how good it was at the WrestleMania weekend, and I think this is only going to get one step better. As we cut to the worst commentary team in history. And here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. The guy can't speak much English, but he's still one of the most charismatic men that WWE have at the moment. And I wonder whether this is going to be one of the guys that will end up being promoted as part of the drafting coming up soon with a brand split. Triple H did mention in an interview a few weeks back that he's aware that NXT is going to be ripped to pieces in this upcoming draft, and I think he's very much aware that he's going to be losing quite a lot of talent, but he said it wasn't a major issue because they've got over 80 people yet to make their television debuts in NXT. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just who does end up the draft. I would imagine Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Nakamura, Austin Aries, American Alpha. I think the fact with American Alpha losing the tag team championships last week at TakeOver the End makes me think that they're moving up, because if you've got a championship it's a little bit more difficult, so by taking the belts off them, I would imagine the Revival might stay down, American Alpha might go up to the main roster. It could be end up being the same with Bayley as well. And Asuka. Why not? As these 2 guys, a little bit of chain wrestling to start things off. Sami Zayn now tripping Shinsuke Nakamura, taking him down hard. Zayn brings Nakamura back up to his feet, pushes him against that rope, and looks like it might take the referee to get in between them and force a break. He does. Oh, and Nakamura doesn't make a clean break. A clean break? Catches him with the right hand now into the grapple once again, and Sami Zayn gets behind Nakamura in control of this belly to back slam. Great collegiate style wrestling here from both these guys at the moment. Oh, and Zayn just throwing Nakamura face first into the mat, and again up against these ropes. It's going to take the referee forcing a break once again. Are we going to get a clean break? No, again. Nakamura taking an opportunity to get inside the head of Sami Zayn and catches him with that right hook, and now Nakamura sending Zayn into the corner. And again, I think it's going to take the referee to break them up. Are we going to get a clean break this time? We do get a clean break this time. There's a great chance there for Zayn to get his own back, and now Zayn pushes Nakamura into this corner. These 2 guys are loving this chain wrestling, aren't they? And now it looks like the chain wrestling is going to finish here as Nakamura just catching Sami Zayn with a plethora of big forearms A boot to the calf and then a shining wizard as well. And Nakamura firmly in control to start this match off. Back elbow by Zayn. Into a front chancery on Nakamura. Pulls him into the middle of the ring and now an arm breaker. I think if you're facing against Nakamura though, I think the one thing you want to be working on is the legs. You can go after the arms, it's going to be advantageous to do so, but I think if you can take out the legs of Nakamura, you're going to be in a much stronger situation. And now Nakamura worked on the arm of Sami Zayn. Nakamura now rolling Zayn over. Well, Zayn catching Nakamura in the face with that back elbow and Nakamura bringing Zayn over, crashing to the mat. Again, just rolling Zayn over. Back up to his feet now and into the front chancery. And this match could really go either way at the moment. Both these guys really showing a great lot of skill and dexterity as well. And it's going to be the first pin of the match here by Nakamura. Nowhere going to be enough though, is it? Oh, it's a 2 count. It's a lot closer than I thought that was going to be, I must admit. And a big knee to the back of Sami Zayn, bringing him back up to his feet. And I did read, actually, yesterday, as Nakamura locks in the cross armbar, I did read yesterday that Bobby Roode made his NXT debut, but he made it in a live show in the UK at the Download Festival, which was pretty interesting. But I would imagine if they've flown him all the way to England and they've done that, he must be part of the roster now. I know they've recorded about 3 weeks worth of NXT TV to keep them going for now, and Bobby Roode was not involved in those 3 weeks. However, one person who was heavily involved is Biff Busick, who has a new name now as well, which is pretty cool. So we're going to see a bit more of Biff Busick coming up. Yeah, but Bobby Roode is not debuted as of yet on TV, and Eric Young wasn't part of the last set of tapings either, so I wonder whether himself and Bobby Roode might be both involved soon, and I wonder whether himself and Bobby Roode might actually end up being put straight into the draft. I mentioned this to one of my mates the other day. We were talking about the draft, and I said to him it would not surprise me if somebody like Bobby Roode and Eric Young are surprise people in the draft rather than being in NXT. Sami Zayn now sending Nakamura into that far corner. Of course, we saw Zayn hitting the Blue Thunder Bomb a minute ago. Wasn't quite enough, and now Zayn sending Nakamura to the outside. We've seen this before. Oh yes, we've seen this before. Dives through that bottom rope into a tornado DDT. Beautiful move by Sami Zayn. So effective. Big right hand now, a Northern Lights suplex as well on the outside. And at the moment, Sami Zayn looking in control of this match. But he does need to get Oh, what a kick to the back of the head that was. Both these guys need to get back in the ring. That's the only way they're going to win this match. I don't know what we do if this match ends in a draw. Maybe if the match ends in a draw, we'd draft one person each. Sami Zayn now looking for that Lucha Libre style tornado DDT. Cracking move, and now Zayn in firm control of this match now, moving his way up to the top rope. Went for the senton and Nakamura avoided it. Go on, do it Nakamura, do it. Oh my god, he's lining it up. What a fantastic end to the match this would be. Zayn missed the senton bomb. Oh! Whoa! Zayn missed the senton. Nakamura went for the bomb IE. But Zayn reversed it into a drop toe hold. Zayn went for the Blue Thunder bomb and Nakamura reversed it into a crossbody. I'll tell you what, this has been incredible. This last couple of minutes has been incredible. Now, Sami Zayn tripping Nakamura over, brings him back up to his feet, gets around the back, half and half suplex. Rolling Nakamura over, decides not to go for the pin. He's going to drag him further into the middle of the rope, and now a big kick to the back. Now bringing Nakamura back up to his feet, sends him into this corner. He's going to take him up. I wonder if he's going to go for the old Brainbuster in the corner. Oh, he's not going to get a chance. Nakamura with that kick. Oh, right to the throat of Sami Zayn. That could be enough here. 1, 2. Oh, that's close. That is. That is really close. Raw nearly lost a member of their roster to Nitro there. Just remember how important this match is. There's a lot riding on this one. Reverse DDT by Sami Zayn now bringing Nakamura into the middle of the ring. In for the pin he goes. Is it going to be enough? 1, 2. Again, it's still only 2. Another big kick to the back of Nakamura, and Zayn firmly in control this one. Standing moonsault. Zayn bringing Nakamura back up to his feet once again. Rolls through. But that's a rope break. Referee forcing the break straight away. Zayn went to continue the assault, but Nakamura caught him with that punch. But Zayn still with a brainbuster. Zayn now bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. And locking in the Koji clutch. It's a shame he didn't go for the Blue Thunder Bomb, because we know what submission finishes are like on this game. But it might still have sucked enough energy out of him to win this match too. Oh, God, that was close. And now Nitro nearly lost the man to Raw. Big kick in the back there by Sami Zayn on Shinsuke Nakamura. Brings him back up to his feet. Nakamura, though, with the elbow to the gut of Zayn. Zayn just trying to make Nakamura dizzy there by spinning him around any other way. Sit out Mecha Noko driver. Rolling Nakamura over. And rolls him back again. Dropping an elbow into the middle of the knee. It's strange. It's almost like the game sometimes does stuff like mistake and tries to change it back again. Like when it spins somebody around, it spins them back again. It's odd. I don't know why it would be written like that. It seems a little bit crazy, doesn't it? Well, Zayn popped over the top row, maybe looking for some sort of springboard. Didn't notice that Nakamura was back up on his feet. Now Nakamura with one big clothesline, but Zayn ducks the second one. There's the snapmare. And every time Nakamura tries to pick up the aggression, Zayn seems to reverse it. But at the moment, and again, into that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker goes Nakamura. Nakamura sending Zayn into this corner. Clubbing blow across the middle of the back of Zayn. Now Nakamura taking him up top. This could be dangerous here for Sami Zayn. It is going to be dangerous here for Sami Zayn. Nakamura's got him up top. We're going to go for a super backdrop. Crash into the ground below. And that's how backs are broken, ladies and gentlemen. In for the pin goes Nakamura. Is this going to be enough to steal a member of the Raw roster for Nitro? Oh, God, that was close. That was the brink of a free. Absolute brink. Sami Zayn front chancery into a snapmare. Now a big elbow to the back of the head of Nakamura. Nakamura's not going to be happy about that. Zayn rolling Nakamura over. Now stamping on the back of the arm as well. Brings him back up to his feet. Zayn sends him into the corner. I want to see the old brainbuster on the turnbuckle. I didn't realise. Oh, the Holuva kick. That could be enough. That could very much be enough. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Sami Zayn. The Holuva kick out of nowhere. And there is the draft steal for Raw over Nitro. Now that's a big, big one for Raw, because Nitro have got such a strong roster. There's some big, big names. Let's have a quick look at the Nitro roster. Of course, Nitro have got all the brand new tag teams, the Addiction, the Young Bucks, Red Dragon, the American Wolves. They've got a strong women's roster as well. Of course, they stole Bayley recently. They've got Alexa Bliss, Eva Marie, Layla. There's a lot of potential people they could get, you know. There's a very strong male singles roster as well over on Nitro of obviously Lesnar, Owens. Owens will be immune, and I think Lesnar probably immune for now as well anyway, because being the number one contender. We just saw Joe and Punk earlier on. We've got Triple H, who of course is the general manager. We'll have to try and figure something out if that does happen. Jericho, Kane, obviously Nakamura as well. Del Rio, Goldberg, DDP. There's some real good members of the Nitro roster, and now one of these guys will be moving to Raw. And there was a haluva kick that finished it all off, and then Sami Zayn into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Great match this has been. These two guys, fantastic in the ring together. They really are. So much chemistry. And it's a shame they're not on the same roster, because I'd love to see these two guys feud. But then again, they very much could be. Because we're going to find out right now who the draft steal is going to be. When Sami Zayn is finished applauding himself. And here we go. Who is it that Nitro are going to be stealing? Nitro? No, sorry. Who is it the Raw are going to be stealing? Just ignore that, because that's not what it is. And there it is. There is the man that will now be a permanent member of the Raw roster, being stolen from Nitro. It is the one, the only Goldberg. And you know what? I think he's going to have a better time over on Raw. He's struggled so far on Nitro with the amount of top-level names that are on there. But now here he is, joining the Raw roster. I reckon he's going to get himself right in that title picture straight away. No reason why not. So, Goldberg now a permanent member of the Raw roster. And I think he's going to be very happy about that. Okay, for some reason the game seems to have want to play a bit of funny buggers. So we are actually going to change the order of the matches. So match number 3 this evening, instead of being Cesaro vs Savage, which will take place later on this evening, it is going to be Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. And straight away Reigns accidentally wiping out the referee. And this match is underway. So this rivalry came about because of Reigns being the Raw champion in the very first month. He won the championship from Daniel Bryan in the very first episode. He then went on to defend it in a Fatal 4-Way match at the first pay-per-view. That Fatal 4-Way match consisted of Daniel Bryan, Bret Hart and John Cena. Now, unfortunately for Roman Reigns, he did end up losing the championship that night. Although he was not involved in the actual finish of the match. The finish of the match happened when John Cena pinned Daniel Bryan. And Roman Reigns blames Daniel Bryan for losing him his championship. Basically, that's where this feud came from. Reigns has tried to get retribution a few times, but on most occasions, Daniel Bryan seems to be able to come out on top, which is just frustrating Reigns more and more, I think. Reigns now into a backbreaker on Daniel Bryan. Bryan with the reverse elbow. Reigns catches him though into that front chancery and now clashing to the ground below. Now it looks like the computer has, I don't know, I think it's because I've just changed Goldberg from Nitro to Raw and all of a sudden the game has decided to change the card up for, I don't know why. The game is just crazy, it keeps doing this sort of thing. But I'm 100% sure that all the matches will still be the same because we do have all the other 5 matches are all feud matches, so they're all going to be on the card still. Daniel Bryan thrown into the barricade, but then comes back with a jawbreaker on Roman Reigns. So yeah, the other matches we do have left is Cesaro vs Savage for the European Championship. Tyson Kidd vs Hideo Itami for the TV title. Rock vs Cena for the Raw Championship, and Lesnar versus Owens for the Nitro Championship. So we're going to see all those matches here this evening. As the referee's up to a 7 count and Daniel Bryan comes in, breaks the count. He doesn't want to win this match by count, so he wants this match to continue going. He wants to get some more retribution on Roman Reigns as well. He wants to prove to Roman Reigns that he was not the reason why Reigns lost his championship. Oh, big right hands by Reigns and a massive left as well. Taking Bryan up into a backbreaker. And now Reigns slides back in. And it looks like Reigns is perfectly happy to win this one by count out. And now sliding back into the ring. Both guys just taking an opportunity to get a little bit of taunting on the go, but it doesn't seem to work out too well for Daniel Bryan as Reigns is launching him across the ring. And now lining up the worst move in wrestling history. There it is, yeah. Yep. The Superman punch. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's so close to a 3 count. Now, I am still interested to see what would happen in real life if both Reigns and Cena were to be in the ring at the same time, opposing each other. But from what I understand from a few rumours within WWE, that is not going to happen, ever, by the looks of it. Because it sounds as though in the upcoming roster split, they want to have John Cena on SmackDown, and they want to have Roman Reigns on Raw. They want to have those two guys completely split up, which is probably a wise thing for WWE to do, because having them both on one roster might end up being a bit too much. So splitting them up onto the two rosters is probably a good thing to do. But I'm just interested to see what would happen if they were both in the ring together. Who would the crowd be cheering for? This is an interesting trio of suplexes by Roman Reigns. I actually quite like this trio of moves. I don't think I've seen him do it before in real life, though. It's a pretty damn good trio of moves. Yeah, there's a possibility they could end up meeting in the Royal Rumble at some point. As there's the pin by Roman Reigns, and so far Reigns is dominating Daniel Bryan here. Now Reigns with the elbows to the collarbone of Daniel Bryan. Now in for the pin he goes once again. 1, 2. Again, it's only enough for a 2 count. Reigns can't believe it. He thought he should have finished Daniel Bryan off by now. Now, of course, we are looking to have a special Raw episode soon. So far, we've done a special episode of... I know we've already done Raw, haven't we? Raw was the Raw Invades ICW. So we're looking at doing a special Nitro episode at some point, maybe. Another Superman punch there by Roman Reigns. And he is going to pin... There's the Daniel Bryan now, isn't he? There is the pin. I hate that move so much. Oh, and still, Daniel Bryan kicks out. It's not... I'm not going to say I hate Roman Reigns. I think he has his place on the roster, but I do think it's as a heel. But I hate that move. The Superman punch for me is just not a wrestling move. It's not a move that should be used as a strong move at all. It's not a move that should be used to win matches. I seriously dislike punches as a finisher maneuver. I just don't think it works. The Big Show as well with his incredible slow-mo punch. See, this is a move I do like. I've always been a massive fan of a spear. And I don't think Daniel Bryan has been, as that is surely going to be the end of this match now. Daniel Bryan has been absolutely decimated here by Roman Reigns. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Roman Reigns does pick up the victory. Absolutely decimating Daniel Bryan from start to finish in this one. And I think Roman Reigns has firmly got his retribution here. He'll be hoping to get himself back in the championship picture. Who the champion is going to be very interesting. And should The Rock win the championship from Cena, we could end up with Roman Reigns versus The Rock, maybe. Which would be pretty interesting, because that would end up being cousin versus cousin for the championship. You know what? I very much like that idea. I do, but obviously we'll have to wait and see what happens later on. I don't know who's going to be crowned the champion. It's very difficult to tell. I think both championship matches this evening really could go either way. The Rock versus Cena, Lesnar versus Owens. 2 cracking matches. Can you imagine if those matches both happened at a WrestleMania? That'd be... Oh, if you just look at this card, actually, from start to finish. I didn't think about it at the beginning. We've had Joe versus Punk. Zayn versus Nakamura. Reigns versus Bryan. Cena versus Rock. Lesnar versus Owens. We've got Tyson Kidd versus Hideo Itami. And Cesaro versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. What a card that actually is, thinking about it. That's incredible. I do apologise if I'm just talking at my own good work here, but I love that card. It looks so good. And Reigns, as you can see, very happy with the work he's done here this evening. He feels now as if he has destroyed the one thing that lost him his championship. And I'm pretty sure now Reigns will be looking forward to trying to pick up that Raw championship. He wants to get it back. But of course, there's going to be a lot of other people that want to get that championship as well. Rock and Cena both going for it this evening. You've also got guys like Bret Hart, The Big Show, Mankind, Edge, even Cesaro and Sami Zayn in there as well. And of course, now Goldberg is going to have his eye on that Raw Championship as well. And there we go, there is the rivalry result. Roman Reigns picks up an aggressive win against Daniel Bryan. And now he's got that funny little... Does that mean won a feud or something like that? Is that what that means? Those hands together. And he's also got a hot streak. You know what? Before the end of this episode, I'm going to go in and have a look exactly what that little symbol means. Because I've not seen that before. So I want to try and find out exactly what that is. So we'll do that as soon as this next match is finished. Because, of course, we are going to be splitting this into 2 videos. So we've got one more match left on this video. And then our second video, which will be uploaded within the hour after this one, will be uploaded. And that would have the final 3 matches on there. But let's have a quick look and see what the next match is. Because I honestly don't know anymore. The game's changed it around that much that I've got no idea what we're about to watch. Okay. Okay, then. The game is going to put the Raw Championship on now. The Raw Championship match. The Rock versus John Cena in a last man standing match. I was not expecting that at all. I thought we were going to have the European Championship or the TV Championship match, but no. The game is going to put the Raw Championship match on now, which means in our next video from this pay-per-view, we are going to see Cesaro versus Savage for the European Championship. We are going to see Kid versus Hideo Itami for the Television Championship. And we will see Lesnar versus Owens for the Nitro Championship. So, you know what? I'm quite happy with that. It works out quite nicely. So, Rock versus Cena in a last man standing match. Now, the game, I'm hoping this works out okay, because I know sometimes these last man standing matches can be a little bit funny. I've seen people being absolutely decimated by weapons and this, that, and the other, and they won't stay down. Somebody hits a Northern Light suplex, you're down for 10. You're like, well, what's going on? Why? Just why? So hopefully this is going to end up being a pretty damn good match. And of course, can Cena keep a hold of his Raw Championship, which he won about 6 weeks ago now, in that Fatal 4 match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, I think it was? That was 4 weeks ago, yeah. He won it at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, defeating, well, he pinned Daniel Bryan, but of course there was also Bret Hart and the former champion Roman Reigns in there as well. So both these guys will probably be, obviously they're going to concentrate on the match ahead of them, but they must have in the back of their mind the fact that Goldberg now joining the Raw roster is going to be a little bit of added competition and somebody to keep an eye out for, because you never know what could happen. So The Rock in the ring, awaiting the entrance of the current Raw champion. Mr. Fruity Pebbles himself. It's John Cena! And there he is. Will he still be holding that belt in 20 minutes' time? Or will it be firmly attached around the waist of the Samoan currently in the ring? We're going to be interested now, because when we start to look at our next pay-per-view coming up, I think our next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank, and I believe it's going to be shared between Raw and Thunder. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll double check that, but I think that's what it is. So that's 4 weeks away, and it'd be interesting to see just who we put up against the champion. Be it, I think if it's Cena or The Rock, I think we're going to have somebody different involved. Reigns has just destroyed Daniel Bryan, so I shouldn't imagine Daniel Bryan will be in the main sort of front running to get a championship match. I'm sure Goldberg will be interested. Try and make an instant impact. I like the idea if Rock wins to do Rock versus Reigns as a feud, because I've got an idea of something I've been wanting to bring in for a while, but the time has not yet been right. So should The Rock win this, I think we'll go for Reigns versus The Rock. Should Cena win this, then I'm going to have a little think about it, because I'm not overly sure if Cena... Yeah, we're going to go for slow momentum on this one, because it's a last man standing match. And it's also the last match of this part of the episode as well. Yeah, just looking at the back of the card now, we could always go with someone a little bit out of the box, and maybe go for Cesaro. But Cesaro could be the European champion. We could also go for maybe a Jeff Hardy or an Edge, but I think Edge is currently the tag team champion, so I don't like having double champions too often. And there's a Big Show, which I don't think will get many views if I did Big Show versus Cena, would it really? Sami Zayn is a man that's interesting. Sami Zayn already picked up a big win earlier on against Shinsuke Nakamura. What do you guys think about Sami Zayn versus John Cena potentially? That could work. Of course, you do also have Bret Hart in there as well. Big Van Vader, not quite sure if he is a main event sort of idea guy or what, but I think we'll definitely have some sort of Goldberg feud because we're not seeing Goldberg so far on Nitro, so I'm thinking definitely a little bit of Goldberg work. I think either way The Rock is going to be involved next month. I'm thinking either we could do, if The Rock loses this match, maybe Goldberg versus The Rock, and should The Rock win this match we could do Rock versus Reigns as a feud. I don't know, we'll figure it all out. Once this pay-per-view's finished and we know exactly what's going on, and we know exactly what the next pay-per-view is going to be as well, because that's going to be interesting, because if the next pay-per-view for Raw is going to be Money in the Bank, I'm not going to change the Money in the Bank this year, because I've done it before in the past, and you do all the qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank, and then you get frustrated because you get there, and if you try and change the people that are involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match, it's no longer a Money in the Bank, it's a 6-man ladder match then, there's no longer a briefcase, which is really frustrating. So yeah, I'm not going to be changing who's going to be in it. So it could end up being really random. We could have like Earthquake and Typhoon. We could have like a 6-man ladder match involving Earthquake, Typhoon, Bam Bam Bigelow, Vader, The Big Show, and Larry Zbyszko. I'm hoping that's not what happens. I'm hoping we get like Cesaro, Zayn, Steamboat, Savage, Edge, Jeff Hardy, Mankind. That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So, of course, last man standing match, if you're not fully aware of the rules, essentially no countouts, no submissions, no disqualifications, no rope breaks. The only way to win is to keep your opponent down, grounded for 10 seconds. Rock was down there for 5. I'm hoping it's a bit stupid because I've had some really dodgy last man standing matches in the past. But I'm hoping this one's going to be a good one. I'm hoping we get a decent ending, that's the main thing. I want to see a finish based on maybe a weapon attack or at least a finishing maneuver, something big. Maybe if somebody gets put through the announce table. As the referee counting up now, he's up to a 3 count. 4. Rock not even stirring yet. 5. Super backdrop. Surely that's not enough for Cena to keep his championship. This is on slow momentum. Surely The Rock should be getting up. There we go. 8 now. 8 count. The Rock back up. Maybe taking that full 8 count just to build up a little bit of energy. Rock now punch the kidney of Cena. Can't decide what to do. Puts him against the ropes finally now. Rock sending Cena over the top rope. Now, if The Rock was to put Cena through the announce table, that for me would be a great finish to a match. So, of course, no countouts now. What's The Rock doing? Why has he got back in the ring for? Yes, there's no countouts at all. Oh, Cena sending Rock into the announce table. Maybe there is going to be something. Now Rock using the environment to his advantage, just launching Cena into the apron. Cena fighting back though with that jawbreaker. Spins the Rock around, takes him up. Drops him face first onto the concrete floor on the outside. Cena sliding back into the ring. He's going to allow the referee to count Rocky down. Referee up to a 3 count. Rock is really struggling here. You see him in pain on the floor. But it's only a 4 count and he's back up to his feet. Cena fighting the Rock off, and every time the Rock seems to try and come back into this one, Cena just seems to have a little bit more. He seems to have a little bit more left in the locker. Seems to always know what the Rock is going for, but he didn't know that, did he? Fisherman suplex. And the Rock slides into the ring, allowing the referee to count Cena down. See, it's a difficult one in this sort of match stipulation. You'd think that you wouldn't want to leave your opponent down unless you know you're going to get close to a 10 count. Because all you're doing is you're allowing your opponent the time to recuperate on the outside. Oh, come on, Rod, don't put him back in the ring. We want to see some weapons. We want to see some carnage on the outside. Rock now sending Cena into the corner. Cena with the back elbow. Rock now brings him into the middle of the ring. There's the DDT. Referee counting, he's up to a 2 count. I don't really think a DDT is going to finish this match off, but Rock's going to try it. 4, 5, 6, 7, and Cena back up to his feet. Well, he's trying to get back up to his feet, but the Rock not giving the opportunity. There's that reverse DDT. Now Rock just slamming the arm of Cena into the mat. And he's going to allow the referee to try to count once again. Four. I can't imagine this is going to be enough still. 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we go. Cena back up to his feet. I was getting a bit worried there for a second, because I want this match to finish at least with a finishing maneuver. As Cena sending the Rock crashing to the outside. Now Cena joins him on the outside. There's the backdrop, dropping him on that concrete. It's there's matting out there, but it's so thin. As those 2 high impact moves going to be enough to keep the Rock down here. Is that 5? It's difficult to tell from this angle. That's 5. 6. And the Rock is back up. Cena once again with another backdrop on that concrete on the outside. Why do they keep sliding back into the ring for? I don't like that. I'd rather him stay outside. I don't know why he keeps sliding back in the ring and letting the referee count. Why don't you stay out there? Get a weapon out. Get yourself a kendo stick. Get yourself a baseball bat and get ready for when the Rock gets back up again at a 6 count. Rock slides back into the ring. Cena mouthing off to him and now catches the Rock, and again, at this time a Saito suplex, dropping him right in the back of his neck. Cena now trying to bring the Rock back up to his feet. The Rock caught him there, tripping him. Don't do that, Rock. Come on. You tripped him over. It's not going to keep him down for a 10 count, is it? Why does the referee keep counting 1? There we go. Now he's up to 2 count now. He counted 1 3 times. If this stays down for a 7, then the Rock's going to be very unlucky, and now it's only a 5. Rock now sending Cena over that top rope. This is a no disqualification match as well, isn't it? I would have thought some guys would actually go for some weapons. Oh, and Cena catches the Rock there with that clothesline. And he's going to go for the 10 count. Yeah, I don't think this last man standing match really works, does it? Really, it's got the rules. It doesn't seem to have the intelligence to try and use the environment well. I don't know whether it's just these 2 guys. They're not set up to use weapons as much. They've not got weapons the right stats. Because if I was over these 2 guys, I've been trying to use their weapons under the ring, the announce table, the ring steps, the barricades, everything. Cena DDT on the Rock. Trying to get the count here. I wonder whether this would have just worked better as a normal one-on-one match. But obviously, I've not changed this. This is all been set up by the game based on the feud we've been doing over the last month or so. It's up to a 7 count from that DDT. 8, and the Rock is back up to his feet. I think it's going to take one big move by one of these 2 guys to finish it off now. Cena once again, big vertical suplex. As soon as the referee counts, it just instantly freezes the person attacking. But the referee counts for... I think what there should be a button that you have to press to ask the referee to count. 6 count. Rock slowly back up to his feet, catches Cena the back elbow. Now Cena trying to go for another suplex. Rock breaking free there with those punches to the gut. There's the snapmare. And a big elbow to the forehead of Cena. Go on, continue the assault, because that's not going to be enough, Rock. Nope. Elbow to the forehead is going to be enough to make the referee count. Yeah, 2K need to work on some of these matches because the coding's not quite there. the rules are in the game, but the intelligence of the AI competing in the matches just doesn't seem to be fully there for me. Rock now bringing Cena back up. Vertical suplex. Go on, continue the assault. Continue the assault. There we go. Big kick to the head. Now the Rock does go to the outside. Go on, take the top off the... Oh, come on. Take the top off the announce table. Get a weapon. Do something, Rock. This match is a little bit boring, I must admit. I'm hoping you're sticking with it, but I was just expecting a bit more from for a last man standing match. I wonder if we'd use someone like Dean Ambrose, something like that, whether weapons might be more highly involved, maybe. Another suplex. Where's your finisher maneuver, Rock? Come on, hit a rock bottom, hit a people's elbow, hit something. Right, Rock's going back to the outside. And back to the inside. Come on. Come on, game, do something. Spark into life. Six count now. Cena back up, catching the Rock with that elbow. And now going for this sunset flip bomb he used a couple of times in 2015. Is that going to be enough to keep the Rock down? The referee starts his count. 2, 3, 4. The Rock was folded in half. It's potentially a match-ending move, that one. Landed right in the back of his head and the back of his neck. It's very, very painful. Referee's up to a 7 count, now an 8, and the Rock is slowly back up. See, now looking for a reverse suplex. We seem to be just caught in the same thing over and over again, though. Somebody struggles to get up, they finally get up, and they get caught by a suplex. Seems to be the same thing happen over and over again. I know I set the momentum to slow, but surely one of these guys must have built up enough to hit a finishing maneuver. Or at least a signature. Seven. And the Rock getting slowly back up. There we go. This, and then reverse suplex. Yeah. I will try and avoid last man standing matches going forward, because I don't think they're going to work, are they, for us? And we start counting again. Well, every single one of these episodes we learn a little bit more, and we've learned just to stick away from as many gimmick matches as we can, because they don't seem to work too well. Elimination Chamber's alright because there's not really much else to it but normal wrestling, and Extreme Rules are fine, Falls Anywhere are fine, but Last Man Standing doesn't work too well. Table match works alright. Reverse suplex. Come on, game, give us a little bit of variation, please. Oh, God. I do apologise for this. I really do. It's frustrating me as well, I promise. Because it's just the same thing over and over again. I don't know when we're finally going to get a finish this match. Right, that's a 6 count this time. Punch the back. Reverse suplex. Come on. Come on, do something different, for God's sake. Even I'm losing interest now. And it's my video. Don't. Yeah, come on, punch the back. Oh, there we go. Rock's actually up now. There we go. John Cena out of nowhere with the attitude adjustment, and that could be enough to finish the match off. And you know what? I'm starting to hope it is going to be enough to finish the match off. 3, 4, 5. Rock's starting to stir now. 6, 7. Rock is starting to stir, but is it going to be enough? He does. No. Cena actually line him up once again. Takes him up. Sit out powerbomb. Referee once again starting the count, and finally we're getting a little bit of variation now in this match. 3. Was that a 4? Was that a 5? That was a 5. This is a 6. 7. This could be all 8. No, Rock again stirring slowly getting back up to his feet, but now Rock. Belly to belly slam on Cena. And The Rock is going to take a few seconds here. Going to let the referee count Cena just so The Rock can get a little bit of energy back. Cena staying down for a 5 count here. 6, 7, 8. Back up to his feet, and now it's The Rock's turn to start to do the same move over and over again. This time a reverse DDT. Go on, people's elbow, people's elbow, people's elbow. Rock now twisting the head of Cena. But Cena slowly getting back up to his feet. A big right hand to the kidney of The Rock. Sends him into the corner. We get a little bit of action now. Cena taking The Rock up, and The Rock's taking a lot of damage here so far. One more massive move here could be enough to finish The Rock off. Cena looking to do that one more big move. Could it be a superplex? Could this be enough? Big superplex. Referee counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, The Rock is still in this one. Back up to his feet now. Cena again sending The Rock into the corner. Rock fights through with that back elbow. Both guys trading right hands. Rock now front chance. Cena fights free into a Russian leg sweep. The Rock's neck at the ropes there as well. Referee starts counting once again. It's only a 2 count. 3. But The Rock's stirring already. I can't imagine this is going to be enough to keep him down for the 10 count either. 5, 6, 7. And The Rock is back up. Cena now suplex into a hip toss, really. Three, 4. Again, this is not going to be enough, is it? 5, 6, 7. Referee checking his belt there for a second in between. 8. Oh, you know, it wasn't quite enough, but it's getting close here, isn't it? Cena's going to go for that reverse suplex once again. Referee restarts his count as The Rock. Looked like he was going to try and get back up to his feet there, but he collapsed back down to the ground. This is a 3. 5. Cena got another attitude adjustment in him. Can he finish this match off? 6. Or does he need to finish this match off? 7. 8. Rock is back up on his feet now. Cena send The Rock into the corner. One more high impact move could be enough to finish The Rock off, but Rock fights back. Belly to belly slam. And now Rock gets an opportunity here in control of the match to regain a little bit of energy and look at the grounded John Cena as the referee counts up to a 4. 5, 6, 7. Rock trying to get back up to his... Or Cena's trying to get back up to his feet. Sorry, Rock has him. There's that reverse DDT, bringing The Rock down hard and... bringing Cena down hard, sorry. And The Rock's weight on top of him as well. Now The Rock lining Cena up. Completely didn't catch that rock bottom correctly, but still it might be enough. 1. We could have a brand new Raw champion here. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. This could be it. 10. There we go. The Rock has won. The Rock is the brand new Raw champion. And my God, I thought that match was never going to end there for a moment. But we do have a finish, and it did finish on a special as well, which I'm very happy about. If it had finished on a back suplex, I would have been very annoyed. I do apologise for the quality of this match wasn't up to our high standards, but I think it's just the way the game works, I think. These last man standing matches have never really worked too well. But yeah, well done to The Rock. He is now the Raw champion. And I've got some very good ideas of our next feud coming up for The Rock and the Nation of Domination as well. So that is the 4th match of this video, and that is going to be the last match of this video. Of course, this is just part 1 of our Payback pay-per-view. We'll be uploading part 2 straight after this one. Might take about an hour or so, but if you've watched this without skipping through any of it, you might be uploaded already, so be sure to check out the channel, and hopefully there'll be a link to it in the description below as well. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, then hit that like button and of course sub for more, and I shall see you all very, very soon for part 2.